Hey y'all, it's Callie and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. This week is the Adventure-a-thon, so go check out my TBR if you want to see a sneak peek of some of the books I'm going to be reading this week. If my voice sounds really terrible, it's because I have really bad allergies. It's a mix of being sick and having allergies, and it's just really weird, and it's kind of cool but kind of not at the same time. My nose hates me. But anyways, first I'm going to pick up The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This has it's a bind up of 5 Throne of Glass novellas, the first one being The Assassin and the Pirate Lord. I haven't started it yet, but I'm super excited to pick this up. I actually have a really easy week in terms of homework because I just checked the online portal for my comp class and I don't even have to do the assignment that we always have to do every week. The most I'll have to do is write an essay. And that's like a really short. The professor does a lot of word counts and they're really short word counts, so I will definitely do that in one night. And then I've got a little bit of textbook reading, but I actually knocked a bunch of it out last week to kind of prepare and give myself lots of time to read books for the Adventure-a-thon. I only have 3 books on my TBR, but I have a feeling I will have the chance to get to a lot more of those, so I am definitely looking forward to that. I am still listening to the audiobook for The Coldest Girl in Cold Town and reading the ebook of Dear Haiti, Love, Aline, but I will either wait and see if I finish those to determine where they fit into the Adventure-a-thon, or if not, I just won't count them towards the Adventure-a-thon, but I'll still let you guys know if I finish those and what I'm gonna rate them. I will almost definitely finish The Coldest Girl in Cold Town today. I have like less than 2 hours left. I don't know how I feel about it because there hasn't really been one overarching plot, and at the beginning I kind of liked that, but now it just feels so anticlimactic. Like, I don't really care what's going on. It's interesting, but because it's new, but it's not anything really shocking or like, oh my gosh, I need to read this all the time, or like, oh my gosh, I need a paper copy. It was just kind of an interesting read. And next I will be picking up China Rich Girlfriend. I just got the audiobook last night and I'm so excited to read it. Hey y'all, it is Tuesday morning and I wanted to update you guys on my reading. I'm on page 108 of Assassin's Blade. I am absolutely loving this. The first story was a little tough for me to get into originally. It was The Assassin and the Pirates, or Pirate Lord, I believe. That one was a little tough for me to get into, but now I'm on The Assassin and the Healer, and I really love it. I love the balance between Ree and Selena, the mix between the dark and the light kind of deal, like polar opposites. I really like that dynamic, and like it's just really gripping me right now. I'm absolutely loving this so much. I can't wait to read more of it. I did like absolutely nothing yesterday. No homework, no reading, nothing. So for the next few days I need to be on it because we've got a lot to do before we go out of town next Sunday. And then I finished The Coldest Girl in Cold Town yesterday. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my favorite. It was just interesting because I'd never seen anything like it before. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I liked the ending. It was overall really interesting, but it just wasn't anything like super amazing or shocking. I just really liked it. And I also really liked how it was, I believe earlier on in the book, there was a trans character and it was just totally casual. And I absolutely loved that it was just like a thing that people did. Is that they became vampires so they didn't have to pay for all of the expenses for a change surgery, I believe is what the character's purpose for becoming vampires, because the expenses of the drugs and things were getting to be too much. So they just became vampires so they could stay how they looked forever. And I thought that was a really cool concept, that it was just something that people did regularly. And then I started the audiobook for China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. I am 5 hours through that. I am absolutely loving it, just the drama and just everything. I love this. I'm sucked into the world. the world. It's like contemporary, so it's technically our world, but I'm sucked into the story. I'm absolutely loving it. The characters, the drama. I love some drama, so this is just perfect for me. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm also on page 150 of Dear Haiti, Love, Aline. I am absolutely loving it. It is so wonderful. I do have to say that from my personal experience, the descriptions of the Port-au-Prince airport is very accurate, but there are just some things that I feel don't add up, but I'm not really sure. Like, I can't put into words, but it just seems, I don't know. I'm really enjoying it, but there are a few details that tend to seem to not add up to me. Hey y'all, it's Wednesday, and I just wanted to update you guys on my reading. In Assassin's Blade, I'm on page 168. I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done in the next few days because I really need to finish this up and head on to the giant Before the Devil Breaks You, because that is like 500 pages or so. Fingers crossed. So I'm really loving this. I'm on to the story, The Assassin and the Desert. Really interesting, loving all the new characters. I'm interested to see if we're gonna meet some of them again. I know that we meet Irene again, but I'm not sure about any of the other characters. Just absolutely loving this, just having trouble finding the time to read it. In China Rich Girlfriend, I'm about 8 hours through. I am loving this story. Drama is my favorite in books, not in real life. So I just absolutely love it so far. And I'm about 250 pages through Dear Haiti, Love, Aline. I'm absolutely loving it. It's so good. It's gonna be such a staple read. It talks a lot about just being an empowered Black woman or Black teenage girl, especially being a first-generation American. And it talks a lot about that and just the struggles with family. It's just really good, really touching. I think it'll end up being a really important book for a lot of people to read in the next few years and even beyond that. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait for you guys to pick it up, and I can't wait to pick up a finished copy myself and finish the story. Hey y'all, it's Thursday, and I wanted to update you guys on my reading. Before I forget real quick, I'm about 300 pages through Dear Haiti, Love, Aline. I'm still really enjoying it. I kind of like how they brought in this whole voodoo aspect. It's kind of cool. Makes it really interesting. I haven't really heard a lot about that before, so it's really cool to learn about it. I'm also loving China Rich Girlfriend. I'm 11 hours through that, so I've got about 4 hours left. Might be able to finish that today, but I'm not sure. I love it so much. I forgot how much I loved Crazy Rich Asians. I really need to see the movie for it, but we'll see. I love it. And in Assassin's Blade, I'm on page 287. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm in the story The Assassin in the Underworld. I'm curious to see how the underworld's gonna play into it. I'm really intrigued. Really loving Selena and Sam, even though I know it's not a happy ending, but it's okay. And I've decided that I'm going pretty slow with this, and I need to pick up my pace. Although I did get a lot of reading done because with my grandparents here, I have to leave my computer upstairs, so BookTube and Netflix aren't a distraction because I just go sit down there and read, and they enjoy that because they feel like I'm spending time with them even though I'm reading. So I really appreciate that because it'll help me read. So I've decided, since there are 2 short stories left in this one and there are 2 short stories in Queens of Fenburn, for the last 4 days of the readathon, including today, I will read a short story and then read, like, I think I worked out the math, it's like 136 pages in Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray, and I will be done with all of my books just in time. But I do, like, if I feel like reading more, I'm not going to stop myself. Like, yes, last night I got ahead on The Assassin in the Underworld a lot, so I am going to try to pick up my reading at least a little bit so I can complete all of these challenges. I might be able to finish China Rich Girlfriend and count that for a challenge, but I'm not sure yet. We will just have to see what happens in the next 4 days. Hey y'all, it's a little bit later on Thursday. I just wanted to update you guys. I finished The Assassin and the Underworld and I really enjoyed this story. The romance picked up and I am trash for a romance, good or bad, for the most part. Like most of the time, romance just sucks me in and just loved that story. In the story The Assassin and the Desert, there was a scene with the character Ilias was just a scene between Selena and Ilias just like almost exactly happened in my life, and so I related to that and I just appreciated Selena even more because she was about my age in the time of the story and had a similar experience, so I was just like, whoa, mind blown. Absolutely loved that story. All I have left is The Assassin and the Empire, and so I will hopefully get to that tomorrow. Now I will be focusing on reading about 136 pages of Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. I'm super excited. Book 3 of the Diviners. I read Layer of Dreams for a different readathon. I think it was in November. I'm pretty sure that was when I got my wisdom teeth out. And I got through pretty quickly if I remember correctly. I can go back and look. So I'm hoping that this will be a fairly easy read. I cannot wait to get to it. I can't wait to see what happens with the character. Hey y'all, it's Friday and I wanted to update you guys on my reading from yesterday. I finished The Assassin's Blade this morning. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. There were a few parts in the stories that were just a little bit slow for me, but I still really absolutely loved the stories. It just explains so much and you meet a lot of new characters that I believe we get to see later in the series, and you learn a lot more about Selena's history and just how she came to be in an Endovier. And I am so excited to be finished with this one. This one completes the challenge of read a book with a romance in it. Weird choice for that challenge, but it works. In Before the Devil Breaks You, I'm 155 pages through. Quite a big chunk, but not really because it's a really long book. I am really enjoying it so far. I had a little bit of trouble getting into it because I did read Layer of Dreams in about November or December, so it was a little bit hard to kind of jump right back in where we left off, it seemed. Absolutely loving it. There are some romances brewing between some of the characters and I'm absolutely loving it. So much representation, it's not even funny. It even addresses the fact that there's so much representation for the time period, because it was like, we're a group of people and we have a half Chinese, half American, 2 blacks, like they were talking, a cripple, like all of these different things that they have. And it was just really cool to have that acknowledged, that they recognized that this isn't something normal and it wasn't just like, we're just all these people hanging out. It's really cool. Really enjoying this. I just love the beautiful writing and just the chapter heads are really pretty too. It's the same in all the books, but it's just got this like pretty scrolls stuff. My Shadow Hunter bookmark does not match the theme of the book very much, but it does take place in the same place though. But I am really enjoying this. I am going to read the next chunk to the tab here, so about halfway through the book is what I'm hoping to get to, and then after I read that chunk, I will be picking up Queens of Fenburn to read the first little story in this book. Super excited. I'm super excited to pick this up. I loved 3 Dark Crowns and 1 Dark Throne, and I cannot wait to read more about the Young Queens and the Oracle Queen. Super excited to pick this up. I probably won't get to it until later this afternoon. I am gonna try. I do have the chance to read a lot at school, so I'm hoping to finish the chunk of Before the Devil Breaks You, because then when I get home we are going camping for spring break and we always go in our pop-up camper, and so we have some packing and things to do because we're leaving Sunday morning and we've done about nothing. I did most of my packing and that's about as far as we've gotten. So we're gonna have a lot to do in the next 2 days to get ready for that. So I might not be able to read as much, but Sunday I should be able to read quite a bit because we will be driving and then hanging out once we get set up. I'm gonna bring my hammock. I think I'm gonna plan to read this one. The weather is pretty nice, so I think I'm gonna plan to read this one outside because it's just about 230 pages, so it should be really easy to do. Hey y'all, it's Saturday morning and I just wanted to update you guys on my reading. I am now on page 298 of Before the Devil Breaks You by Lily Bray. I am really enjoying this. It's super creepy. Layer of Dreams was a little less creepy because like it was during their dream walks, and since I can't do that, it wasn't as creepy. This is super creepy again, but it's so good. I'm absolutely loving the development of the characters. It's just a really good book so far. Can't wait to read more of it. Today's pretty busy, so I'm not sure how much I can get done. And I have not started Queens of Fenburn yet, but I will soon. I decided I'm going to read this one outside for the challenge of Fairy, I believe. Pixie, I think it is. And yeah, I'm super excited. This is more likely to be finished than Before the Devil Breaks You, but I will let you guys know. In China Rich Girlfriend, I've got about an hour and a half left. I'm absolutely loving it. Just not having time, like I haven't found time to listen to it a lot today. And I am going to wrap up this vlog a little bit early so I can edit it and get it up for you guys. And then because I'm going out of town tomorrow morning and will not have access to Wi-Fi or my laptop, so I'm gonna finish this one up a little bit earlier, and next week's vlog might be shorter than usual because I'm not sure how much I can film of my week. I'm hoping to get quite a bit filmed because we are going camping. It's going to be so much fun, but I'm not really sure how much I'm going to be able to film, and what I will be able to film will be on my phone. So we'll see what happens. Hey y'all, it is later on Saturday and I just wanted to wrap up this week of reading. I am not technically completely finished, but I'm gonna be out of town and I wanted to get a chance to edit and upload this for you guys so you guys can see how I did during the Adventureathon. I'm super excited to let you guys. First, I'm just going to update you guys on what I am currently reading and all of that. In Queens of Fenburn, I'm on page 63. I'm absolutely loving this. I just love the characters. It's so atmospheric. I really like hearing the backstory of Kara and Matthew. That's really interesting to see. And then the backstory of each individual sister as she's around the age of 6, kind of being taken away from her sisters. It's just super interesting. I'm absolutely loving this. It's really short, really quick, easy. I'm reading this one outside because this one will be for the challenge to Castle and Pixie, which are to read a book that has a royalty word, which is Queens, and then to read a book outside. So I've been sitting on this green porch of my house reading this, and it has been a little chilly, but this one is probably the one I will end up finishing tomorrow because we are going camping, so that's outside. So I can take this one with me because it's super short and easy, and I will finish this book outside tomorrow. In Before the Devil Breaks You, I'm on page 368. This is just so good. There was a whole chapter, The Dead, I believe it was page 312. It was so just like almost chilling how just beautifully written it was. I love her writing style. It just captivates me and pulls me into the story, and it's really creepy at times, but I absolutely love the characters. Their development is just so cool and I cannot wait. I'm hoping to finish this one today. I'm not exactly sure. I'm hoping to not have to take this one with me because I'm already gonna take 4 books, not including Queens of Fenburn, so I'm going to try to finish this one tonight. I should have plenty of time. It's like 6:30 and I can read for as long as I need to because I can sleep in the car tomorrow, so really hoping to finish this one today. I'm reading for the challenge of Fable, read a book with fabulism in it. It might be a little bit of a stretch, it might be false, but I didn't bother to look up what was magical realism, so I'm using it for that challenge. Week I kind of didn't do the fellowship challenge, which was to read A Darker Shade of Magic, but I had recently read it and I didn't have access to anything to read that or A Gathering of Shadows, so I just kind of skipped over that one. The Challenge of Owl, which is read a book with black on the cover. I read The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. I enjoyed it. It was interesting because it was a new perspective on vampires that I hadn't seen before, but it wasn't anything like, oh my gosh, you have to read this now. It was just an interesting, fun read to mix it up. For the challenge of Bewitch, read a book with a romance, I finished the audiobook for China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. It's the second book to the trilogy China Rich Asians. It was so good, so drama filled. The ending was a bit abrupt, but I still really enjoyed it. I just love the characters. I love to see what's gonna happen. The drama is just so crazy and unreal that it's just amazing, and that's one of my favorite parts. And then lastly, for the challenge quest, I read The Assassin's Blade because the challenge was to read a short story, so technically, like, I only had to read one, but I read the entire book this week. I really enjoyed this. I liked most of it. Some of the stories seemed to drag a little bit, but I just loved the development of Selena and some of the new characters that we're introduced to. I know that we see at least one of them later in the story, and just the rest of them were just so interesting to see. Interesting to see how she got to Endovier and kind of some of her backstory, because you kind of hear snippets of it in the series, but not really until you get to this one. This week I'm hoping to finish 5 books. I've currently finished 3, but the other 2 should be pretty quick. I will definitely finish those 2. We'll see how much more I can get read. I am sure you guys will hear some in my next vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love making these for you guys. Comment down below what you read this week. I am super curious to see if any of you participated in the Adventureathon. Let me know down below which challenge was your favorite to do. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!